What if I told you the world's most dangerous villains didn't build their empires alone? Behind every mastermind is a yellow, chaotic, and low-key unhinged army of henchmen. These creatures have been plotting since the dawn of time, and honestly, it is wild. They go by Dave, Carl, and the occasional idiot named Norbert, but their singular vibe is serving pure evil. It sounds like a flex, but finding a villain with main character energy who actually keeps you around is the real struggle. From T-Rexes to historical figures, the minions keep accidentally sabotaging their own bosses. They are literally the ultimate liability, and watching them fumble through history is pure chaos. They tried the pharaonic life in Egypt, but even that fell apart faster than a budget TikTok trend. The Dark Ages were a total vibe check, but even then, their boss just didn't know how to keep it together. They were basically out here ghosting one boss after another because nothing was clicking. These guys are the definition of failing upwards through every single century. Finally, they found an ice cave to hide in, but honestly, that was just the calm before the storm. Without a boss to serve, the tribe fell into a deep depressive state because they had no purpose. They were literally at rock bottom until one guy decided to step up and carry the squad. Kevin is the ultimate leader, grinding for weeks to prep a plan that would change everything. He makes a vow to leave the cave and return only with the most villainous boss ever. Bob is high-key eager to help, but Kevin knows he is just too precious for the streets. Stuart gets the invite, but let's be real, he has no clue what he is signed up for. Stuart just wants a snack, but Kevin is focused on the mission of saving the tribe. They hit the road, officially starting a journey that is going to get absolutely cooked up. Bob is already stressed and dreaming of his favorite yellow fruit while the others keep moving. These guys are low-key falling apart already, and the mission hasn't even hit the peak yet. They arrive in the human world and find a crowd screaming about peace and love. They are acting like total tourists in a land they do not understand, and it is honestly so iconic. They wander into a department store and start acting out, causing a massive scene. The chaos they bring is unmatched, they are truly the ultimate agents of destruction. They don't even know how to act in public, and it is genuinely giving me secondhand anxiety. The way they interact with random people like Tim is just pure, unadulterated minion energy. They somehow end up watching a show, and Bob is clearly not processing any of this correctly. Then they see it, the Villain Network channel, the holy grail of their entire existence. It is an ad for Villain Con, and their little hearts are beating out of their chests. They see an ad for Scarlet Overkill, and she is giving total main character energy. They are hooked, and now their goal is set, they have to make it to Orlando. The travel plan is a total disaster, but Kevin is staying locked in on the destination. They are literally hitchhiking, and their vibe is so off from everyone else on the road. Stuart is trying to vibe out, but Kevin is definitely the stressed out big brother of the group. They get picked up by the Nelson family, who seem nice but are clearly hiding something. The Nelsons seem like they are down for the ride, and the minions are just happy to be invited. The parents are feeding them snacks like they are literal children, and it is so weird. The minions are eating it up, totally unaware of the wild ride they are actually on. The car ride is pure chaos, and the Nelsons have no idea they are driving with legends. They keep fantasizing about Villain Con, completely obsessed with the idea of finding a boss. The stakes are high, and the minions are fully committed to this risky life choice. It is all about that grind, and Kevin is the only thing keeping them on track. Without a boss, they are just lost souls, and the pressure is starting to show. Kevin is looking at his squad, wondering if they are actually going to make it through this. Finding a boss isn't the hard part, it is finding one that won't die or get them fired. But with Kevin leading the pack, there is a glimmer of hope that they will survive. His excitement is honestly contagious, even if he cannot speak a word of English. The goodbye scene was low-key emotional, showing how much the tribe really relies on him. They leave behind the safety of the ice for the unpredictable world of the 1960s. Stuart's obsession with food is constant, and it is definitely going to cause drama later. The way they fight over a simple piece of fruit just shows how primal their behavior is. Watching them try to navigate a human store is like watching toddlers with superpowers. They are causing so much havoc, but they are just trying to find their way to Orlando. They have zero sense of boundaries, and that is what makes them so dangerous. Meeting Tim was just another distraction, but they are focused on the prize. The TV show segment was a hilarious look into the culture they are trying to fit into. The Villain Network channel is exactly where they need to be to find their next gig. Scarlet Overkill looks like a total queen of crime, and they are already obsessed. They are literally fangirling over a villain, which is just on brand for them. Orlando is the endgame, and nothing is going to stop them from getting there. They are so pumped, but they have no idea what reality is actually waiting for them. The Nelsons seem like a normal family, but everyone at VillainCon is a criminal. The minions are just happy to have a ride, but they are being taken deeper into danger. Everything about this trip is screaming disaster, but the minions are oblivious. They are so innocent, which is wild considering they want to serve a supervillain. The whole dynamic is setting up for a massive payoff at the convention. They are officially locked in, and the tension is rising with every mile they cover. I am low-key nervous for them, but this is the start of something legendary. The Nelsons hit the road, completely oblivious to the chaotic minions hiding in their ride. The family panics as police sirens begin to wail right behind them. The parents keep it cool, trying to teach the kids while dodging the law. The intensity spikes as Walter starts prepping their gear for an inevitable showdown. Things go south quick when their weapon malfunctions at the worst possible time. The minions accidentally reveal themselves, throwing the family dynamic into total chaos. Stuart finds the whole alarm-tripping disaster absolutely hilarious. The dad starts connecting the dots, realizing these aren't your average hitchhikers. The secret is out, and the family is low-key stoked to have villains in the car. The coincidence is wild, but they keep rolling toward the biggest event in the evil calendar. The minions are literally vibing and dreaming of the ultimate leader they can follow. The excitement levels are through the roof as they anticipate meeting their criminal idols. The crew obsesses over Scarlet Overkill, the undisputed queen of the underworld. The minions have major heart eyes for Scarlet's legendary reputation. They finally pull into the neon-soaked streets of Orlando, ready for mayhem. The family delivers a cheesy line at the gate, and the minions are officially inside VillainCon. Walter is fanboying hard as he spots a major celebrity in the wild. The Nelsons drop them off, marking the start of the minions' solo mission. The atmosphere is electric, packed with the world's most dangerous people. The trio tries to prove their worth to recruiters but mostly just end up looking goofy. Things aren't going as planned, and the guys are starting to feel the pressure. Professor Flux tries to recruit, but his own time travel antics get him completely wrecked. The minions cause a total disaster, proving they might be a little too chaotic for their own good. The crowd goes absolutely feral as the icon finally hits the stage. Scarlet drops the line, and the whole arena basically melts down in awe. She owns the crowd, preaching the gospel of female supervillainy. The pitch is perfect, and every bad guy in the building is hanging on her every word. The ultimate career opportunity has arrived, and the stakes are sky high. Scarlet calls them out, instantly making them the main characters of the convention. The recognition feels legendary as the crowd starts chanting Kevin's name. The challenge is set, and the tension is literally suffocating. The competition breaks out into a full-blown, knockdown, drag-out brawl. In the middle of the carnage, the minions are somehow holding their own. Scarlet gets impatient, watching the crowd fail her simple test one by one. Bob accidentally wanders into the spotlight holding his stuffed toy. Scarlet is genuinely impressed by the unexpected trio standing before her. The room goes silent as she announces the minions are officially hired. A dream come true, the minions have officially made it to the big leagues. The mission is clear, and they are headed for a global heist of epic proportions. Kevin checks in, still trying to process their sudden rise to fame. The villains show their softer side, but keep the focus on their wicked plans. Scarlet introduces her husband, and the vibes are strangely wholesome yet dark. Herb reveals his secret identity, further cementing their status as power couple goals. Herb's obsession with the classics is low-key bizarre but hilarious. Scarlet flexes her man, and the minions are just soaking in the chaotic energy. Herb appreciates the aesthetic, welcoming them into the inner circle. The mood shifts from fun to serious as the target is finally revealed. The plan is nothing short of a total takeover of the British throne. Scarlet's obsession with the Queen is both funny and deeply unsettling. The directive is simple, and the reward is everything they've ever wanted. Herb shows off the gear, and it is absolute nightmare fuel. The tech is sketchy as hell, but the minions are too excited to care. Bob gets the gear, and he looks ready for a high-stakes heist. Kevin gets kitted out with the wildest weapon in the arsenal. Stuart gets the Hypno Hat, a tool of ultimate manipulation. Scarlet is feeling the parental connection, which makes the upcoming twist even darker. The setup is classic bedtime story vibes, but you know something is off. She starts the story, and the parallel to the minions is not subtle at all. The metaphor deepens, and the story starts to feel like a cold-blooded threat. Everything sounds great until she starts describing the consequences of failure. Her desire for the crown is personal, fueled by years of being an outsider. The tone of the story shifts into pure, unadulterated menace. The story ends on a chilling note, leaving the minions terrified of what's to come. The trio arrives at the Tower of London to snatch the Queen's crown, but they get blocked by a grumpy guard. They try to play it cool, but the guard isn't having any of their minion energy. Kevin tries a smooth disguise routine, but the suspense of getting caught is peaking. Somehow, they finesse their way past security and start creeping through the restricted zone. They accidentally wander into a super lockdown section, and the alarm bells are ringing in my head. The minions start singing, which low-key exposes their position to the entire guard unit. Chaos erupts as they scramble to avoid capture in the high-security vault. Suddenly, this absolute unit appears, the keeper of the crown, and he is not here to play games. The keeper is straight up wilding, ready to defend the crown with his life. He has been guarding this treasure for decades, just waiting for a hero or a villain to test him. The minions engage in a frantic struggle against the old man, and it is a total vibe check. The guards swarm in, turning this heist into a high-stakes chase through the streets of London. The chase is on, and the minions are dodging guards left and right like they are playing real-life Frogger. In the middle of the madness, the Queen gets snatched, and things go from 0 to 100 real quick. The Queen is absolutely iconic, refusing to let these little guys just take her property. A wild carriage chase ensues, and I am low-key sweating watching Bob handle the reins. The authorities are closing in, and the minions are pulling every trick in the book to escape. In a moment of pure main character energy, Bob accidentally pulls the sword from the stone. Scarlet Overkill is watching, and she is absolutely cooked up with rage at their success. Bob is officially crowned king, and the crowd goes wild, completely unaware of the looming disaster. Bob sits on the throne, but he is clearly missing his crew and feeling the pressure of being a legend. The cheers are deafening, but you can feel the tension building under the surface. Scarlet storms into the throne room, and she is not here to celebrate, she is here for blood. She spills all her trauma, revealing she had the whole coronation planned down to the sparkly dress. The vibe is super toxic as she realizes her dream was snatched by these three tiny idiots. Scarlet forces a law change, officially seizing the throne for herself in a major power move. The royal advisor sees the writing on the wall, and honestly, the whole world is in big trouble. Scarlet tries to fake being nice to the press, but we all know she is about to go full supervillain. She corners the minions, dropping the act and revealing her true, petty colors. She throws them in the dungeon, promising they will never see the light of day again. Herb arrives to handle the interrogation, and he is low-key the most unhinged person in the room. Herb gets frustrated because the minions are treating his dungeon like a playground. He tries to get creative with his traps, but he is honestly failing at being scary. He reveals he was the one behind the blurb persona the whole time, like some kind of mastermind. Scarlet is obsessing over her coronation, completely blinded by her own ego. She is so close to getting everything she wants, and the suspense is literally killing me. She gets triggered by a child's drawing, proving she is totally off her rocker. She loses it on a random minion and just executes him without batting an eye. Herb shows off the dress, which is secretly a weapon of mass destruction. Scarlet is obsessed with having a tiny waist, even if it literally kills her to get into the dress. She is pushing herself to the absolute limit, desperate to look perfect for her big moment. She is barely breathing, but she is committed to the look because she is that girl. Back in the dungeon, the boys are trying to plot their escape before the ceremony starts. They are ready to flip the script on Scarlet and take back what is rightfully theirs. The Archbishop finally drops the hammer, officially crowning Scarlet Overkill as the Queen of England. But the power trip is short-lived when Scarlet realizes the minions are trying to sabotage her big moment. Chaos breaks out in the cathedral, and the minions go from main character energy to total panic mode. Scarlet goes full villain mode, ordering her goons to hunt down our favorite yellow trio. The minions hit the streets of London, desperately trying to lose the angry mob chasing them down. Even on the run, Bob and his crew can't help but crack jokes in the most iconic spots. Scarlet uses the city screens to threaten the guys, and honestly, the tension is sky high. She demands Kevin returns by dawn or she is taking out Bob and Stuart for good. The minions are literally scrambling through the city, dodging everything the villains throw at them. Kevin finds his way into Scarlet's lab and accidentally triggers her most dangerous weapon. Scarlet corners them, planning to end their run once and for all while keeping Tim the bear. She is ready to drop them into their doom, but the minions have one final trick up their sleeve. In a wild twist, Kevin grows to a massive size, turning the tables on Scarlet's entire operation. Scarlet tries to laugh it off, but she is clearly shook by Kevin's sudden upgrade. Kevin ignores her taunts and stomps through the city, reclaiming his spot as the MVP. Scarlet is losing her mind as she gets dragged into the middle of the absolute wreckage. The minions start chanting, showing that even when things are cooked, they stand together. Scarlet tries to take Kevin down with her, but the tables have completely flipped. Kevin charges forward, determined to put an end to the destruction she caused. Scarlet tries to trap Kevin, but he is too quick and plays it smooth. Kevin manages to dodge the blasts just in time to save his buddies from the brink. It looks like it is all over for Kevin, and the whole theater was holding their breath. Bob and Stuart are sobbing, thinking their best friend is actually gone forever. But wait, Kevin survives the blast, and the crowd goes absolutely wild for his return. The Queen herself honors the trio, proving that these three were the real MVPs all along. Bob gets a tiny crown for Tim, cementing his legendary status as a former monarch. The ceremony is pure wholesome energy, a total contrast to the chaotic fighting before. Stuart gets the hookup of a lifetime with an insane new instrument to shred on. Kevin gets knighted, finally getting the respect he has been grinding for this whole time. Everything seems perfect, but you know a minion movie never stays quiet for long. The mood shifts instantly when the Queen realizes her crown has been snatched again. Panic ensues as they realize the biggest villain of all is back on the scene. Scarlet shows up to reclaim her prize, looking as unhinged and dangerous as ever. She goes on a villainous rant, but she is not the only one eyeing that crown. Scarlet tries to assert dominance, but a younger, unexpected face shows up to steal the spotlight. A young Gru appears, and he is not backing down from a legend like Scarlet. Gru freezes her in place, establishing himself as the true boss of the future. Scarlet is absolutely cooked, and Herb decides he is done with this losing streak. The minions witness Gru's cold-blooded move and realize they found their true king. It is an origin story moment that hits different, connecting the past to the future. Gru walks off with the crown, and the minions follow him without a single hesitation. The classic minion chant returns, closing out the madness with pure fan service. Seeing the minions team up with Gru is the ultimate hype moment for any fan. Gru pulls out the gadgets, showing the minions exactly why he is their new main man. The energy is pure fire as they embrace their new life of crime together. This movie was a total vibe, showing us exactly how the minions found their perfect match. Did you catch all the Easter eggs in this chaotic masterpiece of a movie? If you want more deep dives into your favorite animated classics, you better hit that sub button. Smash the like button if you want to see our next high-octane recap drop next week. Thanks for vibing with us, and don't forget to stay tuned for more epic breakdowns.